I woke up at 3:12 with the feeling that something in my room had changed. The air felt heavier and colder, like the window was open. But it was not. I sat up slowly and listened. No sound, no steps, just silence that felt too deep. Then I noticed the door. It was not fully closed. I was sure I had locked it before sleep. Stood up and walked closer. The handle was cold. When I touched it, I opened the door and looked into the hallway. Empty, dark still. I waited a few seconds expecting something to move, but nothing did. I closed the door again and locked it twice. Then I stood there for a moment trying to calm myself, telling myself it was just a mistake, just something I forgot. But when I turned around, I saw something on my table, a small key. I froze. I had never seen it before. It was old, dark and heavy with a small metal tag. The number on it was 406. My heart started beating faster. I was alone in the apartment. No one could have entered. I picked it up slowly. It felt real, cold and solid. Under it, there was a small piece of paper. Did not remember placing it there. I opened it with shaking hands and read the words, "Don't forget." Again, those words stayed in my head again. That meant something already happened, something I could not remember. I looked at the key again. 406. It had to be a room number. I tried to ignore it. I tried to go back to bed, but I could not sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, felt like I was missing something important, like I had been somewhere before and left something behind, something that was still waiting for me. I turned in bed again and again, but the feeling did not go away. It only became stronger until I could not stay there anymore. At 4:03, I stood up again. I put on my coat and left the apartment without thinking. My body was moving on its own, like it already knew where to go. The street was empty, no cars, no people, just weak lights and cold air. Even the sound of my steps felt wrong, like they did not belong to me. I walked for a long time without stopping until I saw a building had never noticed before, an old hotel. The sign above the door was broken and only a few letters were still glowing. The door was slightly open. I stopped. Something inside me told me to turn back, to leave and forget everything, but another feeling stronger pushed me forward. I stepped inside. The lobby was quiet and dark. The air smelled old, like dust and something forgotten. There was a man standing behind the desk. He looked at me like he was expecting me. "You're late," he said. Those words made my chest tight. Said, "I think I have the wrong place," but he slowly shook his head. "No, you came back," he answered. I felt cold. "I have never been here," I said, but he looked at the key in my hand. "Room 406, he said quietly. I did not answer. He pointed toward the stairs. I knew I should leave. I knew it was wrong, but I did not move. I walked past him and went upstairs. The hallway was long and narrow. The lights flickered softly. The air felt heavy, like it was pressing on my chest. The numbers on the doors were old and hard to read, almost gone, but I found 406 at the end. The door was slightly open. I stood there and listened. Nothing, no sound at all. I pushed it slowly and stepped inside. The room was dark and almost empty. There was only a chair, a table, and a tall mirror in the corner. The door closed behind me with a quiet click. Turned quickly and tried to open it, but it would not move. I pulled harder, but it stayed locked. My breathing became faster. I turned back to the mirror. My reflection was there, but something was wrong. It was not moving. Raised my hand. Nothing. It stayed still. I stepped closer. Now it moved, but not like me. Too slow, too late. Then it smiled. I did not. My whole body went cold. I stepped back, but I could not look away. The reflection leaned closer to the glass, and then I heard a voice, not outside, inside my head. "You left me here." Shook my head. "No, this is not real," I said, but something inside me started to break. Saw flashes. The same room, the same mirror, me standing here. Before I whispered, "What is this place?" But the reflection raised its hand and touched the glass. "Your place," it said. I tried to move, but my body felt heavy, like it was not mine anymore. I did not mean to come here, I said, but the reflection smiled wider. You already did it, answered. Then, memories came back stronger. I had been here. Before I opened this door, I stood in front of this mirror and something changed. I left, but not all of me. Something stayed behind, something waited. I felt fear like never before. I tried to run, but the door would not open. The window was gone, only the mirror remained. The reflection stepped closer and pressed its hand against the glass. Then its fingers came through like water, cold, strong. They grabbed my arm. I tried to pull away, but I could not. The room started to disappear. The air faded. Everything turned dark. When I opened my eyes again, I was still in the room, but everything felt wrong. No sound, no life. The world looked empty. The air felt dead. I turned to the mirror and saw myself standing on the other side, breathing, alive, free. Hit the glass, but nothing happened. No sound, no reaction. The other me looked at me calmly, then smiled and walked away. Stayed there, unable to move, unable to understand how this was possible. Time did not feel real anymore. Minutes or hours passed. I could not tell. Then slowly looked around the room again, and I saw something on the table, another key, the same as mine, cold, old, with a number 407. My heart stopped. That meant this was not the end. Someone else would come, someone else would forget, someone else would open the door. Picked it up slowly and felt the same cold weight in my hand, and then I noticed something else. The mirror was not empty anymore. Behind the glass, could see shapes, shadows, like other people standing far away, not moving, not speaking, just watching. I stepped closer and looked harder, and I realized they were all the same, like me, trapped, silent, waiting, each one holding something in their hand. Key, a note, a memory that brought them here. I tried to speak, but no sound came out. Hit the glass again and again, but it did not move. It was not glass, it was something else, something that holds you forever. Looked at my reflection again, but now it was gone. The other me had already taken my place in the world outside, living my life, walking my path, forgetting everything I felt. Something changed inside me, not fear, not panic, something empty, something quiet, like I was becoming part of this place, like I was slowly fading into it. Walked to the chair and sat down, the key still in my hand, and I understood this place is not just a room, it is a cycle. It does not end, it only moves from one person to another. You leave something behind and it waits now. Stand here in room 406, watching, waiting, because one day someone will wake up at 3:12 and find a key they do not remember. And when they come here and open the door, I will finally leave, but I already know the truth. Will not be free. I will only take another place, and someone else will take mine, and the cycle will continue without end.